Hello and welcome to another installment of Airbed Repair from airbedpros.com. My name's Brandon Fry and I'm going to show you a couple of quick easy tips for repairing old air chambers. Today we're going to go over different parts of patching and plugging an air chamber. Several different problems can happen to make your air chamber not hold air. The beginning is at the connection. Commonly, most people don't know how to disconnect it. This is our air chamber here, and sometimes people don't realize they got to push in the little gray button, and what ends up happening is the fitting ends up coming away from the air chamber itself, and so you're stuck with this plug here. And so in order to get it to stick back in there, it's very difficult because glue doesn't want to stick to this plastic fitting. And so you've got the bonded latex area there that is mainly dried out and sucks up all the liquid outside of the fitting. And so even if you get it temporarily glued, it will always want to come back out. So we've invented a repair, and it's called the M236 Small Hose. And if you give me just a second, I'll show it to you. Okay, I'm back and I've got my M236 Small Hose. And what we're going to do is the M236 Small Hose, the inner diameter of this hose is small enough to fit inside the hole. So if you were to disconnect your male fitting, you'd see that you've got a male fitting with an O-ring. There's a replacement fitting at the end of the M236 Small Hose that will fit in the receiver of your pump fitting. So what we're going to do is start by inserting, and so that you understand how this will work, inside this hole it's honed out and there's just a little bit left in the plug in the back. You'll push it in until you feel it stop. And then what you're going to do is take a product called Gorilla Glue and stand it straight up and push the Gorilla Glue around the edge. And we're going to do that here in just a second. I'm going to zoom in the lens and let you watch me glue it so you kind of see how it needs to stay. Now, using Gorilla Glue, this is a product that activates with water. So one thing I recommend doing is preparing the hose. Preparing the hose in a manner that will prep it for taking this glue. And what I do is I take 1 inch of water in the bottom of a coffee cup and microwave it for 2 minutes till it's a rolling boil. And what that'll do is get it hot enough that when we dip the end of the hose in there, it'll soften it up and it'll become hot. And then when you dip the glue around, it'll activate it, because Gorilla Glue is activated with water. So you'll start to see it foam and it'll form a really good bond. So we're going to do that here in just a minute. Okay, now I'm back and I've got my water heated to a boiling temperature in the microwave. I'm going to just dip the end of that hose in there. And you can almost kind of see how the steam from the water is picking up inside the hose. If you look at it real clearly, you'll see. But just that enough moisture on that hose to heat it up. And also, if you were going to push a fitting in the hose, this is how I do it. I push the fitting in the hose after I heat the hose. And so you don't really need any glue. And the powder glue on most of the fittings nowadays will be enough to be activated by the moisture in this fitting too. So if you ever want to push a hose in there, that's kind of how I do it. But what you do is you stick the hose in there while it's damp. And then we're going to apply our Gorilla Glue. This stuff is pretty strong. The key to this is not to get any glue inside the hose, because if you get too much glue around the edge, you're going to what's going to happen is the glue will actually block the, I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. The glue will actually block the hose. If you pull the hose out and allow any of this glue to get behind there, once it starts to foam and activate, it will block the air hole, and so you won't be able to push any air in there. So you don't move the hose from this point at all. And a good thing to do is brace it with some items so it stands up for a full 24 hours. And we're going to do a time lapse, and we'll come back to this part here being a repair that we'll look at. And now I'm going to go over how to actually patch the canvas area of the air chamber, and that'll be on our next segment, is how to patch a pinhole. And once you pump the air chamber up, say your fitting's in good shape, we're going to go over how to patch an air chamber and make a seal so that that little pinhole isn't a problem and you can keep using your air chamber, extending the life of your adjustable airbed. And we've got more videos to come, so stick with us. Again, it's Brandon Fry, and you can visit me online at airbedpros.com, www.airbedpros.com, or by phone at 314-599-2777. I'll be back to talk to you again soon. You can see now I've braced the M236 Small Hose up with the coffee cup just so it sits there. You can see a couple little spots are going to drip over the edge. We're not going to worry about any of that. Just let it all dry. It won't damage anything. That's going to actually start to foam up and cause a airtight seal. Okay. I'm back again. This is Brandon with airbedpros.com. I wanted to show you the foaming action. This is the M236 Small Hose being glued into the bonded latex area, and I zoomed it up super close so you can see that foam start to activate. The glue is going to activate and foam up and cause a really tight seal right there and hold that hose in there. So once we get it all dried, we're going to pump it up and show you that it holds and how to do the proper repair from start to finish. But I wanted to show you how the glue activates with just a little bit of moisture that was on the hose. We're going to create a really good seal with this fast-acting Gorilla Glue product. And you can get this in any hardware store. It's just an original liquid Gorilla Glue. The bigger the bottle, the cheaper it is, and I use a lot of it. So anyway, for your air chamber repair, to patch your air chamber, whether you're gluing a hole or gluing the fitting in with the hose, this is definitely what I recommend. Again, my name's Brandon Fry, and I'm with you from airbedpros.com, and my phone number is 314-599-2777. Make it a great day.